intelligence, lyrical rhyme element. MIC, yo. Everything is straight pureness, everything real is right here. Faking no jacks, the flavor's real right here. Pureness, everything real is right here. Faking no jacks, the flavor's real right here.
Happy Thursday and welcome to another edition of Birds, Beers, and BS on the AAT Sports Network. We are your hosts, Eagle Jeff Warner alongside Pina, and we have an undefeated Philadelphia Eagles team, 4-0 to go into this coming week's game against the Los Angeles Rams. We'll dive in that momentarily. We have a very special guest on the program today. We'll have Phil Stiefel from Trending in the AM on the Philadelphia Sports Network. Make sure to check out his show every Monday through Friday morning on Philly Sports Network, on Twitter, Philadelphia SN, and then also on Facebook, Philadelphia Sports Network. But first, let's pay the bills here. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, as always. I'd like to thank our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. To order takeout or delivery, 610-395-2300 or vinnyspizzapa.com. Check out their tremendous football specials, Monday, Thursday, or Sunday night game, Sunday special. So tonight, Thursday night football, it's the Bears and the Commanders. So grab some pizzas, grab some wings, and have some fun, enjoy the games, and make sure to tell Vinny's that we sent you on over.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
They're located in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown. I'd like to thank our friends at Stuff to the Grills in Allentown as well, off the Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center. Order by calling 484-274-6760 or visit stufftothegrills.com for their full menu and weekly and daily specials, from the desserts to the pastas to the sandwiches and much more. Stuff to the Grills in Allentown, stufftothegrills.com. And then we like to thank our friends at Philly Sports Trip. The Jets game is sold out, so disregard that, but there is still time. They extended the deadline to October 10th. Travel with AT Birds, AT Sports Network, and Birds, Beers, and BS down to Landover to see the Eagles and the Commanders October 29th for one low affordable price of, right now they're sold out of lower level seats only remain. $3.99 gets you bus transportation down to the game, the full tailgate of food and drink, and the ticket to the game. For one low great price.
Hey,
get to hang with Eagles Nation, get to hang out with some former Eagles players as well. PhillySportsTrip.com. Choose Allentown if you want to leave from Allentown with us. And then I'd like to thank our friends at AllState.
Shout out
Debbie, AllState Agency, Deborah Sigler. Get a quote today by calling 610-395-6100. She can help you with your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your renter's insurance, your motorcycle insurance, flood insurance, basically almost any insurance imaginable. Debbie and her team can assist you today to find and save you lots and lots of money, hopefully. So, Again, hit her up, 610-395-6100, and then her team will gladly help you out today. I think that's fucking everyone. So let's get this shit show on the road. Yeah, well, the sponsors are great, but let's get this shit show going.
Let's do it. That's what we do best.
Our guests to the program, Phil Stiefel from Trending in the AM on Philly Sports Network. Beard of Knowledge on Twitter. Give him a follow today and check out his great programming he has Monday through Friday on the network there. I'll say he needs to upgrade from leaving me to a good network. So, well,
God damn.
Well, I don't say at the end of my sponsor,
I didn't like that.
They're all fucking done. Let's move on. Like, man, that is so encouraging for all the sponsors out there.
Our sponsors are great. I'm talking about getting to this crap show that we do here. Our sponsors are great.
All right.
Sponsors great. And sorry.
So Party Doll Dave might have had a little bit too much tonight. I see. All right. I see where you come on, man. We're listen, this is the shit show. Nobody watches us for like analysis. They watch the race for the crash, my friend.
They watch for me.
We're crashing at the. What are we? 4 minutes into the show, we're crashing already.
Phil.
It's nice to be able to drop an F-bomb on a show and not feel worried about anything right now.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
If I get canceled, I get canceled. I don't care.
Oh my god.
Look, I'll say the reason we bring Phil on the program today because apparently We'll start off right off the bat. Of course, we'll dive into this Sunday's big Eagles-Rams game as the Eagles look to stay undefeated and stay atop the NFC rankings after this week. Maybe we'll get Phil some his opinion on the Phillies playoff push as they look to take on the Braves. They'll hopefully move on to the NLCS after this round against the Braves. We'll get his thoughts on that and maybe a little rest of the NFL and other bullshit we decide to throw in. But from what I was told by my lovely
this glass of wine's gone.
So
You got till this wine's gone. Then my time's up.
Make it short and sweet. So apparently this past week you made a power ranking. Of course, everyone loves power rankings. That's what makes the sports world go round. And of course, Phil had to throw out his NFL power rankings.
Yeah.
And apparently you had the Philadelphia Eagles as the top team in the NFL. So I'm gonna
damn straight.
Let's start with Phil.
Well, I know Peanut has some choice words and a little bit
Let's
to
start
debate.
with Phil.
So I will be the mediator. I'll be the mediator.
Right. Okay.
You get 1 minute to make your case here, my friend.
Look.
Wow.
I know. I know
No.
putting the Eagles. I'm the guest. I'm
We're
your
so-
guest.
we're so-
I can have as many minutes as I want. I could talk forever.
Now go ahead.
But anyway,
Phil.
look. I know the Eagles at number 1 is controversial. I put them there as a joke last week. They still won, so I couldn't bump them down. You can make an argument that the 49ers belong at number 1. But you cannot make an argument because Peanut was commenting on my show
He's
that
reading.
he
He's
had
reading down. Hold on.
What? Hold on. Let me finish here.
Go ahead.
Peanut said that the Eagles were tied for the Cowboys for the 5th best team in football. And the fact that he put the Cowboys on the same level as the Eagles when they lost the way they did to the Arizona Cardinals, it's embarrassing. Jeff, I don't even know how you sit next to this guy. If he's going to put the Cowboys on par with the Eagles,
Hold on.
it is hard to win in the NFL, and the Eagles are 4-0, one of only 2 teams. So the Eagles either have to be 1 or 2 in the power rankings. No one else is undefeated. Sorry. Go ahead. Defend your idiotic Cowboys.
Oh, hold on. You took first of all, there was no context to what Phil was talking.
No.
Hold on. I get what you're saying, Phil, and I could see people disagreeing with this. Look. Do I think the Eagles are a great team? Yes. On paper, they've been great, but as of week 4 is what I said. As of this week. Mm-hmm. I can't rank them any higher than a 4 or a 5. And if they're 4, or if they're, I'm sorry, if they're
no. You put them at 5. Don't say 4 or 5. You put them at 5. Tied with the Cowboys.
And I stand by that because my top 4 were the 49ers. I'm sorry, the top 5 were the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Bills, and then the Eagles/Cowboys. Because I feel like it's super close. And Look, I'm not saying the Eagles are a worse team than the Cowboys are. I'm just saying after these 4 weeks of watching what I've watched, I can't rank them any higher, and I won't rank them any lower. Is what I meant. Look, a lot of people crucify me too because I said this, and everyone was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, as of right now, that's where I see. Now, mind you,
hold on, what are the records of some of those other teams you put ahead of the Eagles?
Yeah, okay.
What are some of the what are some of those losses look like? What are some of those wins? You're gonna crucify the Eagles because they barely beat Washington,
right?
But yet the Chiefs barely beat, or who barely beat the Jets last week, led by Zach Wilson. The Chiefs.
All right,
you know what I mean. So no, you can't put them ahead of them.
But what are the
stats? You can't put the Bills. You can't put the Dolphins. You can't put any of those one-loss teams ahead of them because it's impossible to win in the NFL. And that's why it's not for long. The Eagles have taken care of business. It is so hard to win, and they've done the job every single week.
You ever watch the Dave Chappelle show when they make fun of the Puff Daddy? When he goes, my top 5 rappers, Dylan. I feel like when you made this list, it was like my power ranking goes Eagles.
No. Because if you actually
was a homer thing to do.
If you listen to my show, I clearly stated that you could put the 49ers ahead of them, and that's fine. Yes, I put a little homerish in the Eagles 1 over the 49ers. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. But they're 4-0. You got to put the 4-0 teams at the top.
I'm not arguing that point.
You did argue it. You said the Cowboys were equal.
No.
You said the Cowboys and the Eagles were 5A, 5B, basically.
Based off of all right. So you can go by records, and then why don't we break individual?
I can also go by the fact that the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals.
How many
the
interceptions?
Cardinals are trying to lose every game.
All right,
trying as hard as they can.
I love the Eagles, but let's face facts. How many interceptions has Jalen Hurts thrown? 3, right?
3. Yeah.
How many interceptions has Dak Prescott thrown?
How many wins does Jalen Hurts has, and how many wins does Dak Prescott have?
I get that, but that's all it is.
All that matters is wins and losses.
Oh, you know what? We've been talking too much. What do you think?
No. I got one more point. Jeff can get in a second. I brought this also up on the show. Okay, if you look back at 2022, we don't care. We just went to the Super Bowl, right? We don't care. But we almost lost to the Lions in Week 1. We almost lost to the Cardinals early on. We almost lost to the Jaguars early on. Almost lost to the Texans in the middle of the season. We don't care about that if we get to the Super Bowl. They were still the best team in football in the NFC last year.
I get that. And that's based off of all right, so last year the expectations of the Eagles weren't where the expectations are this year.
And they're living up to those expectations. They're 4-0.
With power rankings.
Well, last year I would love to see where we were power ranked last year at the same time at 4-0. Let's
find my power. I could probably find my power rankings.
Let's pull up those numbers because
it might take a few minutes because I've got a lot of hashtag power rankings to get through.
Power rankings 2022. But look, I stand firm where I'm at. I believe this team has a lot of potential. It's left a lot of points on the field. I don't think it's gotten to where it needs to be. And based off of just 4 weeks of watching this team, that's where I rank them personally. And
so to jump in here a little bit. So,
by the way, I'm digging. I'm at Week 12 power rankings from last year. Just so you know, I'm gonna find it. I'm back to Week 9 now.
So, Peanut, you would have made yourself a little bit more credible if you said that you would have the 49ers ahead of the Philadelphia. Now
I did.
Well, I mean, as number one. No, you said, according to Phil, you said the team that you would put ahead of the Eagles.
No. I meant the team that has a loss within the 2-1s, or I'm sorry, the 3-1s and whatnot. I'm sorry, 49ers are still number 1 for me. Like right now, they're a scary team.
But you have the Eagles. What do you have the Eagles 4th or 5th?
Jeff, I just DM'd you my power rankings for Week 5. Just so you know, they're on Twitter, so you can share them on the screen if you want.
That means I have to pull up Twitter. Dang it.
Yeah,
Facebook. I had the Eagles number 1 entering Week 5 last year, just so you know.
Yep.
So look,
what did the NFL like? What was it like? You don't say like he next year to be like who's number 1? Dylan.
Stop.
No, I look. I can't argue. Look, everyone's interpretation of what the power rankings are is exactly what it is, and I respect that. But I don't see how after 4 weeks of what we saw, you see number 1.
Look, I can see both sides, but the fact that you have the Eagles 4th or 5th in your power rankings, that's a little bit absurd. And I understand Phil, Phil's type of guy. How do I put this? Not nice. Well,
put it how. Just say it how you want to say.
Say that shit.
The reason you said you did it because it was a little trying to be a homer. So you were trying to be a homer and just a little bit stir up some conversation.
Oh, he's trying to say you clickbaited people,
Not
bro.
clickbait.
I did clickbait people. 100%. Everybody else does it. Why shouldn't I? But you can't make an argument that they're not number 2. This was last year, FYI, not this year. This was last year's. Yeah.
But
hold on, it's
so he had the Eagles number 1, so he still had the Eagles number 1 because they were undefeated. But so look,
I believe in win-loss records,
and I agree both sides, win-loss records as well as the eye test and how the team is performing.
Right.
It is incredible that this Philadelphia Eagles team is undefeated in the way they've been playing through the first 4 weeks, and they haven't lived up to the potential that this team could live up to, and that we could possibly be seeing. So, look. Like Phil said, though, I agree with him. This is the NFL. A win is a win. There's no easy wins in the National Football League.
Right.
And the fact that, they played against Detroit and Minnesota and some of these teams that may not have the greatest records on paper, but there's still for the most part, quality football team. Remember, it's not how you start; it's
Right.
how you finish. And I
True.
feel that we're going to look back at look at last year, the Detroit Lions. A lot of people didn't see them being a decent football team when we played them week 1.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
So I see both sides of the point, but
What a politician!
I had to lean.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing, Jeff. Like, have they really played that much differently than last year?
You know what? No, they haven't.
Because they haven't.
No, they haven't.
Jalen Hurts. Everyone's crushing Jalen Hurts. He's got like 100 yards. Yeah, she's talking about this guy right here. I've already been. Yeah.
She has one upstairs. I don't know why she wants yours because she hasn't used the one I freaking bought her. Oh no,
Jeff, what great parenting. You're letting your kid listen to the show. We've dropped like 75 F-bombs already.
You should see the crap my kid watches. For literally a month, her favorite movie was Megan, and she has a full-size Chucky doll she carries around with her.
That's pretty awesome.
Us dropping F-bombs is nothing. And then we had her watch some horror movie the other week where there's literally stabbing and killing. Sorry.
Look, Jalen Hurts. Everybody's crushing Jalen Hurts. He's got like 100 passing yards.
Allegedly.
He's got like one less touchdown. Like literally, the stats of this team are pretty spot on from last year.
What about defensively speaking?
Defensively, I feel they're better than they were last year.
Absolutely.
Stat wise,
I'll say maybe not stat wise. Look, we're not hitting home. We're not getting after the quarterback.
I'm just asking questions just to get my. You know what I mean? Like,
and we still.
I don't have defensive stats, but I know rushing wise, they're second in the NFL.
Yeah. Okay.
5th total yards, 5th in points, 6th in success rate. Do you know that Jordan Davis is number 1 run stop win rate in the NFL on defense? And he's the number 1 defensive tackle with double teams. He's been double teamed on 53% of the snaps. See, I've been doing research for tomorrow's show. Some sneak peeking some of the stats for tomorrow's show.
Nobody's watching this tonight, so you can repeat it tomorrow like nobody's heard of it.
Addie's watching. I just wanted Addie to know those stats.
Oh snap! Snap.
Which was exactly right. Like this, especially the defense side of the football, we can all agree that they have potential to be one of the best units in all the National Football League if they can stay healthy. And that's sort of what's been their issue on the defense side of the football so far. The fact that they lost Avonte Maddox for the season. They did sign Courtney Roby, who has some experience playing on the outside and in the nickel. So we'll see what he can do in Desai's defense and what he's able to do. We finally saw Hassan Reddick come out of hiding this past week.
Well, he was injured. You know, he finally took the cast off.
Well, yeah, he took the cast off. But I would say for a guy that just got a new, getting a decent amount of money, you expect a little bit of production.
Well, he was injured. I mean, come on, man.
They're still getting production.
Jeez, man, come on.
The Eagles lead the NFL in almost sacks this year.
Yeah.
Almost sacks.
I'm going to create a new stat for the analytics.
There you go.
The almost sack. And the Eagles lead that by head and shoulders in that category.
I think as the season goes,
but are we worried? Yeah, we still end up winning the football game, but do we feel that Washington drawed up the blueprint to the rest of the NFL? That how the game plan for this team? I'll say early on. I'll say the Washington they looked like the better. On the scoreboard they were the better football team.
You know what?
They weren't the better football team. They didn't win the game.
Right.
Well, obviously, I mean, early on.
I go back to, didn't Detroit give us the blue plan last year? They only beat us. We only beat them by 3.
Yeah.
It took week 5 against the Cardinals. We had to score a winning field goal with like a minute and a half left on the clock. They gave the blueprint. The Colts gave the blueprint when we win that 17-16. Guess what? We still made it to the Super Bowl last year with all those blueprints out there. Okay. And yes, I'm homerish, a little sounding here. But a win is a win. There's only 2 teams undefeated through 4 weeks. That shows how hard it is to win.
Yeah.
Right now, the Eagles are one of those 2 teams. They need to be 1 or 2 in every power ranking.
So I agree with Phil 100%. And I'm on top of that, like when you have superstars, those close defensive games, that's when you rely on your superstars. People like Michael Irvin, people like Jerry Rice, people like AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. So when you have those tight games, to have those superstars is the difference between losing and winning. You know what I'm saying?
This team
game.
had a history of not winning those close games. The only time, and I feel that's sort of the positive side thing. Everyone's saying, yeah, they're winning these, or they're only winning by so many points.
Mm-hmm.
These were games in the past
that we lost,
that they would typically lose.
Right.
And the fact, yeah, we're not blowing teams out. Like, and I think that's a little bit of the criticism and the worrisome amongst the fan bases is they're not making it easy on us. They're not making it easy on the fan base. But like Phil has brought up, a win's a win. Yeah. And all that matters is what your record is at the end of the season.
100%.
When it comes to your rankings and all that. You
just want home field throughout the playoffs, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter how you get there. You just want that home field.
You can win pretty. A win's a win. And the fact that they're winning ugly,
right, and
still being 4-0, it's a positive thing. Look, they still haven't played their best football, in my opinion. So once this offense gets clicking, and once the defense and the defense continues to groom and grow with the young talent that we have,
right,
we're gonna be unstoppable.
Well, I don't want to say unstoppable, but all right. So
potential to be unstoppable.
Say Dallas didn't lose that game versus the Cardinals, right? And we're talking hypothetical here. This is all rhetorical, hypothetical what ifs.
Besides Micah Parsons being a difference on that defense side of football,
just hear me out.
What else? They lost Trevon Diggs for the season now.
I get
Who
that.
can you name another player on that defense?
No, what I'm saying is say they didn't lose that one game, we would be nervous. Now, this is what I get that. The NFC East is going to be so close that these games that we're the reason why we're scared is because if we lose one or two games, that could mean home field advantage depending on what the other teams do. And I'm telling you, it's a warranted fear to have, especially in the NFC East. This is one of the toughest divisions here, and we're facing like tough teams. If we lose a game, we might potentially be we might be a wild card or just out of the playoffs with a winning record. That's why they're scared.
First off, you're talking to the guy that had the Cowboys ranked ahead of the 49ers in his preseason power rankings. I'm very high on the Cowboys team. Okay, I'm not going to take anything away from the Cowboys, but they did lose. Okay, so we're talking about right now. Okay, we're not talking about what if. Do you know last year what did we win? 14 games in the regular season. Do you realize 7 of those wins came by a touchdown or less? So it wasn't like we were blowing every single team out of the water last year.
Yep. Right.
So a win is a win. We got the home field advantage. The crowd had to come through. The teams had to come through our crowd at Lincoln Financial Field for the playoffs. We didn't have to go anywhere else. That's all that matters. Wins are wins in the NFL. You said, what if the Cowboys didn't lose that game? Well, they did. What if we lose? Well, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. It's okay to be, all right, I see concerns, but right now, as of this moment, they're the best team. There are concerns that we have to worry about down the line.
Right.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Fair enough, Phil. That should be your new name. Fair enough, Phil.
Fair enough. But transitioning things a little bit, the Eagles, obviously, we can all agree, they're still going to be one of the best teams in all the NFL, and they should be, bearing injury throughout the rest of the season. So we'll see how the rest of the season shapes up. But they do have a game this coming Sunday against the 2-2 Los Angeles Rams. So, Phil, we'll start off with you. I would say, how do you see this game shaping up a little bit? Maybe a little bit of preview, X Factor, whatever you want to throw out there for Sunday's game.
You know, it's going to be it's a tougher game than I think a lot of Eagles fans realize. You know, I gave the Rams a little bit of credit before the season started and said, you know, Matthew Stafford will be healthy for the most part. They still have Aaron Donald. Cooper Kupp will be back. He still isn't back. He might be back on Sunday. But they got that young kid. I can't even say his name. That is, you know, kind of sort of
whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's kind of taken the NFL by storm to an extent. Look, it's going to be a hard-fought battle. Going to the West Coast is not easy. We've struggled with that in the past. You got the best player in the NFL in Aaron Donald going up against Sua Opeta. So there is going to be a struggle. It is not going to be a blowout whatsoever. But if we can control Aaron Donald to an extent, and if we can keep Matthew Stafford to at worst or at best a Sam Howell type performance, we should win a close game. But don't expect a 35-10 game or a 40-20 game. That's not the way it's going to play out.
I agree with you. Right now, the Eagles are a -4 favorite for Sunday's game, and it was announced today that Fletcher Cox will be missing Sunday's game with a back injury. He had to get something. He had back stiffness or something. So I was saying, yeah, Fletcher Cox isn't the player he used to be, but he's had a very productive season overall this year, and it's a little bit troublesome to that rotation a little bit. Yeah, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter have performed pretty well so far this year, but you take one man out, especially against an offensive attack like the Los Angeles Rams, like Phil brought up. So I'll say something to keep an eye on when it comes to Sunday's game.
I agree 100%. Like having Fletcher's been playing pretty he's been playing pretty well.
He's been playing like he's 26 again.
Yeah, he's been playing great. That's probably why he injured himself. He's like, oh, I'm 26. I have faith in like guys like Milton Williams. I have faith in the rotation of the defensive line. I'm not saying we're not going to miss him, but if you're going to miss out on any position right now, that would be the position to like have him take that week off. So I don't defensive line, I think, is going to get pressure. I think it's going to come down to how the defense plays the receivers, but I think there's going to be almost sacks like Phil said all throughout the game. I think this team gets to the quarterback more often, and I think honestly, I think this team's starting to play with a chip on the shoulder because of people like myself doing what I do and it's saying what I say, and which I don't mind, but I think they go into this game, and I think offensively speaking, I think they really open it up this week. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be one.
You said that last week too.
I was close to that.
A lot of people said that last week, and they were all wrong.
No. The week
2 weeks
before,
ago.
2 weeks ago, I said I'm not worried about the game.
Yeah, you had a double-digit win.
Well, I was look up until did anyone really worry that we were going to lose that game for real? Like,
breaking news on the show. It has just been announced by Mike Garafel. A little bit Eagles-related news, but legendary Bears player, linebacker Dick Butkus has passed away.
Holy shit,
Oh, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, dude.
So I'll say rest in peace to Dick Butkus and prayers and condolences to his family. But I'll say it's just going to be interesting to see what type of game plan, because I know Brian Johnson going his first year as offensive coordinator, and it was brought up this week that Nick Sirianni did say that he took over play callings in the middle of that game and on one of the key plays that ended up having the Eagles win that football game. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of short leash Brian Johnson's going to be on when it comes to the play calling duties, because
that's scary.
There was some questionable play callings through the first 4 games of the season, and like we're running on 3rd and 9 RPOs. It's like they're low percentage plays, and you can't get behind. You can't get behind early against this team, especially on the road in a hostile environment. Like Phil said, against one of the best defensive players in all the National Football League, they're gonna have to find ways to neutralize him. They're gonna have to get the ball out quickly with Jalen Hurts. They have to set up the short passing game, the screen game. They have to do something to get him from getting after your quarterback. And I agree with Phil. He brought up the point about the fact that Cam Jurgens is going to be missing this game, and he's going to be going up against Suapeta. That's going to be a very not favorable matchup for the Philadelphia Eagles. And
I was going to say, can I bring something up? Because you bring up Cam Jurgens. No one's giving Cam Jurgens the credit for how well he's played this year.
Absolutely.
And I know Suapeta played really well on Sunday when he had to fill in. And I know Lane Johnson and Kelsey gave him, a vote of confidence. But didn't we all call him like Sewer Opeta and a bunch of other nicknames before this season? Like, I don't know about you guys. I'll ask you guys the questions. Do you have confidence in Sewer Opeta stopping someone like, because to me, that's going to be the key moment of the game right there.
Yeah. No, like Aaron.
Like,
no, of course. I don't think some of
when did Sewer Opeta all of a sudden become a great lineman?
That's when game planning probably comes into hand. Like, you have to game plan for guys like that. Like, and honestly, like even veterans that've been in the league for years that are Pro Bowl players and whatnot, they can't stop that guy. So that comes down to coaching. That comes down to like game planning and making sure that there's always a double body on that guy, no matter what. If Kelsey got beat by that guy, I'd be like, it's the guy. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? Like, he's a monster. So it's a big task, and no, I have no faith that he's gonna stop him at all. I just hope the coaching and the play calling dictates what they do as opposed to them dictating what we do.
I feel you're going to see a lot of RPO. You're going to see a lot of
so.
you're going to see
misdirections.
You're going to see a lot. You're not going to see a lot of them attacking the middle of that defensive line with Aaron Donald there, with Suapeta going up against him. It's not a favorable matchup, and the Eagles they have to neutralize him, and the only way to do that is get rid of the ball quickly, get Jalen Hurts out in open space. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. It's going to be an interesting game plan for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll say it's going to be a difficult task. Like Phil said, there's no easy game in the NFL. The Rams are 2-2, somewhat already fighting for their playoff lives already this early in the season. Their division, I think. I'll say they're like third or fourth already, even at being 2-2.
You got
third.
the
49ers,
Seahawks and 49ers.
3-1. Yeah, so I say this is one of those games that even for the Philadelphia Eagles that you don't want to end up losing, because when it comes to, like said, the playoff matchups and the playoff rankings, the head-to-head is very critical, and the NFC conference ranking and all of that. So it's going to be a difficult challenge, and hopefully the Philadelphia Eagles can hopefully come out on top. Phil, you probably don't want to give your prediction on our show, but maybe lean a little bit of a way that you have the Eagles, maybe how you see the game happening on Sunday a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have a prediction yet. Because if Peanut watches a lot of my shows, he knows on Fridays I give out like 4 or 5 different predictions, and then by the end of the show I settle on one. So I see the Eagles scoring still, even with the Aaron Donald situation, everything you just said, Jeff. Agreed. I see the Eagles scoring between 28 and 33 points, somewhere in that range. I just haven't settled on where. And I'm still concerned about the secondary with Cooper Kupp and the rest of that offense. I still remember way back in the day, like when AAT Birds was new, and me and you did a post-game show, the Eagles-Rams game. I was down at the beach, and the Eagles defense, I know, different team, different coordinator. It was years ago. We just always struggle against a Sean McVay style offense where there's a lot of motion, a lot of misdirection. They dazzle you with this, but then just run this, and it always gave us trouble. And with our secondary issues, I could still see the Rams putting up somewhere between 21 and 24 points. I say we win. It's going to be about a touchdown. I think the 4-point line is perfect from bookmakers. It's just daring you to bet it. Don't
tell me that I've been on a gambling addiction lately, and I haven't been doing too well. So
is that why I've been doing so bad? Because you started gambling? Because I've had my worst 2 weeks of my life the last 2 weeks. So
last week I went 0-3. I was so pissed off when Patrick Mahomes decided to slide at the one. Because what does it matter if you score? They're still not going to win. He obviously, him or fucking Andy Reid, had some type of money on that fucking game, because I had the freaking Chiefs, the minus 9.5 or 8.5, wherever the hell I got at that point, and he ends up sliding at the freaking one. And then
you sound like a degenerate gambler right there.
The Eagles screwed me, and then there's one other team that screwed me. I went over.
For the last 2 weeks, I've been screwed by the Jaguars multiple times. So.
Yeah, I did the Jags game. I did a parlay. I ended up losing like $200 last week because of freaking.
Your wife's watching. Just so you know.
I know, she knows.
God dang.
Yeah, the Chiefs have fucked me twice. I also the game that Andy Reid pulled Patrick Mahomes out in the middle of the third quarter, when I had over the yardage and over the yardage for Kelsey and Mahomes, and I think the score or the points, I had all 3 in a parlay, and I ended up getting freaking screwed because he pulled them in the freaking third.
I feel like your lawyer, like, oh no, disregard that, Your Honor. Stop talking. Let me talk for you. He doesn't gamble.
Hey, you should be one. Your wife gambles on USC. And
whoa.
And she's all the way up right now.
You snitch on yourself, now you're going to snitch on my wife?
She's all the way up right now. She's been doing good lately.
No, don't ever rob a bank with this dude.
But yeah, I agree with you, Phil. I feel that the Eagles' offensive this might be the game that the Eagles' offense comes out. Yeah. And this the way just the matchups, looking at the Eagles with their wide receiving core with Devontae and A.J. Brown and Dallas Goedert, this is a very tough crew for any defense to go up against. And Jalen Hurts, he's struggled the last couple of weeks. He's made some bad throws, made some bad decisions, but they're still finding ways to win football games. They still believe him as their quarterback, the team around him. And I see a big game from this offense. I do have the Eagles winning this one. I'll say 35-21. I will give them the double-digit lead or double-digit win to improve to 5-0 on the year. And look, this is a very big. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's a big moment for this team to be 4-0 where they're at. Especially now we're going to start getting to the middle of the season. You're going to start having injuries, the bye weeks, and you're going to start getting the tough challenge of the game or the season. You have the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Cowboys, the Chiefs.
This is the meat and cheese of
yeah. So this is like the appetizer, getting you ready for that tough stretch, and they're in good position right now. Peanut,
if they lose this game, like. How bad, like going into this stretch of basically bad weather, right? If they lose this game, I mean, I don't know how I would feel about this like team as a whole heading into that storm. So this is what I'm saying. The team is hanging on the thread, not hanging on the thread. They're 4-0. It's hard to do. 100% agree. But they're not playing to their potential. Like, how many weeks are we going to wait before this team plays to their potential?
Are the Chiefs playing to their potential? Are the Cowboys playing to their potential?
No,
Are the Bills playing to their potential? The Finns playing to their potential?
I'm not a Bills. I'm not a Cowboys fan. And look, I'm sure their fans are saying the same thing that I'm saying, even though their
fans are also jealous of us because we're undefeated. Because great teams find ways to win games that they're not going to win.
Great teams find ways to win if you have superstars, and that's it. We do, and that's the thing. Like, I look, I see where the frustration does come from, though. I understand that frustration.
This fan base always demands perfection.
You demand protection.
No, the whole
You're perfect, though.
And protection.
Well, the record's perfect. I mean, on the football field, the fact that they're very fortunate to be 4-0, and you have to admit that. But they're still 4-0, and that's all that matters. That they're one of two undefeated teams in the league. And you know how Philly fans are. Look, I would say you throw one incomplete pass, the world's ending. So
yeah,
I was. You listen to sports talk radio just as much as I do.
Sports talk radio. I watch football games with you.
You watch the Eagles. You barely watch any other team around the NFL.
I got jobs and stuff. I have to make money, you know.
Excuses. Excuses.
He's betting all.
You guys got so many damn sponsors. You got so many damn sponsors. You two shouldn't need to work.
Right?
I wish. Peanut needs to start getting some more.
Jeez, that's my job, y'all.
But look, I know we shows mainly Eagles, but the Phillies are also in a big on a big playoff run right now, ending the series last night, sending the Miami Marlins home last night. So they move on to Atlanta. Phil, real quick, give us a little preview on the rest of the Phillies hopefully playoff run for this season.
Yeah, I mean the Phillies. I mean, I wouldn't want to be any other team in the NL right now having to face the Phillies. If as long as the Phillies bullpen can hang on, and as long as we can get something out of Ranger Suarez in Game 1, even if it's 3 or 4 solid innings, you know the Braves have got to be scared right now. I know they've got their the presumable MVP in Acuna, and look, the Braves won 102 games, was it? I forget how many games they won. Whatever they won. They're a great damn baseball team, but the Phillies, I mean, they're a scary team, and you have to come to Philly. There's a reason why Spencer Strider, the Braves' main starting pitcher, said he'd rather play in an empty stadium than come to Philadelphia because he does not want. You could fly to Atlanta for Saturday's game cheaper than just going to the game 30 minutes down the road from your house. That's the way it is in Philly, and the Phillies definitely. The fans definitely influence the game in all the sports, obviously.
Absolutely. And look, I would say the fact everyone was worried about Aaron Nola last night. And look, him and Zach Wheeler both putting up gems in Game 1 and Game 2. So they get some much needed rest. They don't start till Saturday now. So
Game 2 is not till Monday. There's a day off in between Game 1 and 2.
Well, yeah, the baseball playoffs are screwing up my wrestling schedule. They had to move AEW to Tuesday.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Tuesday Night Wars with John Cena going up against Edge with AEW now.
Oh, man.
But I'll say hopefully they continue this run. Do you think if they get past Atlanta, do you feel they're the team to beat? I feel –
I made a bold statement. If they got past the Marlins, they're going to win the World Series.
Okay.
It was either out quickly or all the way to the end. There was no in between with this team. I mean, we just talked about it with football. Stars and talent and elite players. The Phillies are rattled or littered with star players, especially offensively. So I said it, you brought up Aaron Nola. I said it on my show this week that Aaron Nola is the wild card of this year. Aaron Nola wanted a big payday. The Phillies said, nah, he didn't have a good season. This playoff run is the difference between him getting a $200 million contract and a $100 million contract. He just welcomed a new baby, or he just announced he's having a new baby. That $100 million on the line over the next 3 weeks for Aaron Nola. And he started out last night like he's worth that extra $100 million. So Aaron Nola is the wild card this month for the Phillies.
Do you think he returns next year, regardless of what happens in the playoffs?
Man, it's really hard to say that. There's a really hard decision there. I don't know how you get rid of him. I don't. I mean, who else are you going to put there?
Yeah,
you got to.
They don't have much of a farm system anymore with
and their best farm pitchers out till 2025.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree with you, especially if you want to keep that core together. Last year they came 2 games away from winning the World Series. Now they're having the run that they're having this season. You can't break up this group. So it's basically all in or bust. Maybe if they don't get it done after next year, then maybe you try trickling some of these pieces in and out. But you have to keep this core together. This has been a magical run the last 2 seasons for this Phillies team. And honestly, I'll ask you this: which Philadelphia team do you feel is going to win a championship next?
The Phillies, because the championship for baseball comes up first.
Well, yeah,
I really truly believe this is not homerish. Okay, I really truly believe the matchups in the National League and in the American League favor the Phillies because no one can hit the Phillies. It comes down to, can Aaron Nola have 3 or 4 more good outings? Can Ranger Suarez have 1 or 2 good outings? Like, that's all it comes down to. Like, if we could just keep hitting the way we're capable, 1 through 9. You look at Rojas, Pache. There's guys that nobody even knows of that are contributing. And then you've got the core 6 or 7 stars. Bryson Stott is going to become a star in front of the world over the next couple of weeks, not just in Philadelphia. So, he don't know. Yeah, he doesn't know what we're talking about here.
About 5 minutes ago.
He's probably a Mets fan.
All I know is
I'm a Phillies fan, but I don't bet on games I can't play like y'all motherfuckers.
All I know is Rojas better live up to potential because I have a game-used bat upstairs that's looking for to raise some money or for me to invest in. So
yeah, that's gonna take. That's like for Addie's college fund. That's when that'll pay off.
Probably.
You ever watch Indiana Jones with all those crates of like the Ark?
Have you sold any of that crap in your house yet, Jeff?
Nope. Anyone want to buy this?
How much?
Mike Trout autograph 20 by 24 frame photo, $800.
He's a bum. He's a bum.
Okay.
That's worth as much as this Tommy Green autograph baseball card.
No, we got a Brett Favre.
Brett Favre with inscription. He's selling.
I got this.
How much for that?
Tommy Green autograph right here. Okay, that's worth the same amount.
Where was the?
That's not even worth a slice of pizza at your restaurant, dude.
Neither is your stuff either, obviously.
It's worth it.
My wife. Jeff, you're probably not wrong. Look, just in this basement alone.
Every time I pass one of those bids, I'm like, that's got to be $1,000.
If you're new to the show, I do have a spending problem.
I was watching reruns, and I don't even know why. We were in Mexico. We were getting ready to do something, and I turned the TV on, and a reruns of Storage Wars came on. And they're breaking down their storage. Like, oh, that's worth $500. That's worth $1,000. They're selling all this crap for like $10 a piece. That's Jeff here. He thinks everything in his house is worth $5 million.
Yep.
It's all about investing.
Although there is a strong Power Rangers following, which I figured out the hard way. He's got belts sitting in boxes right in front of us.
Well, those aren't like the official. Those are more like the plastic play ones.
Okay, well,
there's a Peanut. I got a question for Peanut here.
What's
Peanut?
up?
Have you ever watched Seinfeld?
Yeah, I watched Seinfeld.
Seinfeld fan? when Jerry and George sort of drug his girlfriend so she could play with all the toys? Have you ever thought of drugging Jeff so you can open up all the boxes and play with them all?
No, you know what? Let me tell you, this is a true story. First of all, I wouldn't drug Jeffrey with anything. Hot sauce.
Yeah. That's taking it far. Yeah.
The guy is the purest blood ever. When aliens come down and like, we need pure blood, no drugs, no alcohol, and nobody in the world, it'd be Jeff. But I walk into this place and I'm walking into memorabilia that is worth like thousands. There's a Brian Dawkins one down here. And I walked in and he has it sitting on his wall, leaning on the wall. Go ahead, pull that shit out. This is the one we should sell.
I can't find the Dawkins one,
but
I have Brady, I have Mahomes, I have them all
signed, all certified.
My wife keeps on saying she wishes I was more like you, so we can go on cruises and vacations and stuff like that.
She's got a good point.
He was also smart and didn't decide to have kids, so
I got 4 dogs in my house right now.
Yeah,
that's worse than one child.
I feel dogs.
I have 2 kids. I have another kid on the way, so I have 2 soon.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah, I am fucked.
You better see. We're sitting on our college fund right here. It's just sitting right here.
College fund at this rate, it's gonna have to pay my mortgage soon.
Welcome to the shit show, Phil.
Oh my god!
But Phil, appreciate you jumping on with us to talk some birds, talk some football, talk some Phillies. Again, make sure to check him out on Trending in the AM, Philly Sports Network. He is Phil Stiefel, Beard of Knowledge on Twitter. Give him a follow, give him a watch. Always great content as always. Monday through Friday, the only Philadelphia sports. What's the hell's the saying you have?
The best and the first.
That's
Philadelphia Daily Sports YouTube show in the morning, and it's the only show where your opinions actually matter, except for Peanuts.
Well, Peanut chimes in. It's usually wrong. I'll see when I'm waiting.
Except for Peanuts.
I'll chime in, or I can't have it listening, but I'll see Peanuts comments constantly when I'm sitting waiting for calls during my horrible, luxurious daytime job my wife made me get.
I like the show, man. You know what? I just like I like the back and forth. And
so just to answer this, I've got, let's see. So I've got my Phillies wife, I got my party wife, and I got my wrestling wife. So which wife? I can always. And then I got my real wife. So I've got 4. I've got 4 wives right now. If you want to give, if I want a 5th, what can you provide me? That's the thing.
She has a good salary.
Well, there we go. Mine doesn't, so there we go. I'll take it.
Speaking of, have you found out from Brace what night you got tickets for WrestleMania for this tool bag?
No, I haven't even messaged them to ask them yet. You're just gonna have to wait, Jeff.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
You're gonna have to wait.
I'm just about to drop $1,900 and freaking just go.
Hey Phil, you know what? Come to his house and start shopping. Just walk around and be like, give me that.
I'll give him $5 for that, $2 for that.
You don't even have to give him money.
This is an auction ticket. This is an auction house, not a yard sale.
It's an investment. This whole basement.
But again, thank you, Phil, for chiming in or tuning in and jumping on with us to deal with this.
As I always say, there's the 3 people watching. Support local podcasters.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Says right here. Can't see it unless you zoom in, but yes.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, support Hanson too. Like Hanson, shout out Hanson. Look at that. We just gave you free press, Hanson. That's the shirt they're wearing. It's the place he works at.
It's it's me and my wife. That's what he thought.
Same here, but he was like, "Nah, I work for them." I was like, "We're not doing it for free." Hanson.
They pay my bills right now.
Hanson,
so.
They pay my bills.
They do. Me and my wife both work there, so they're literally paying my bills.
Thank you, Hanson.
There we go. I'll say Fox Pizza Den. If you're looking to buy a restaurant or invest into a restaurant, make sure to check them out. Phil's constantly putting up on Marketplace for someone to buy it.
Oh my God!
He wants to go reach.
At least I put my stuff up for sale on the Marketplace. You don't.
I do. Some of it.
Yeah, he does.
For high prices, hopefully someone pays it. Let's end this.
Don't worry, nobody's going to watch this long into the show anyways.
Probably not.
No. They got not at all.
Shit.
You're actually probably streaming at the pizza shop right now, just so you know.
That would be
told the staff to put us up on the big screen while we're there.
But that 26-inch television that's in the corner?
It's like 32 inches, all right?
By the way, Peanut, did you and your wife invest in the 75-inch we were discussing last week?
That's a personal. No, we have not yet.
He's trying to compete with me. I have an 85-inch in my house. He's like, God damn, I need a bigger TV.
I just got a new TV, because my 15-year-old TV finally crapped the bucket.
When my shit craps, then I'll do it. It's almost crap though. It's got a weird white spot on it.
Dude, I still have a box TV in my bedroom, just so you know. So.
The box TV.
I do. It still works. Why would I throw it out?
If it's not at least 4K and at least 75 inches big, I'm not watching anything on it.
You're compensating for something there, buddy.
Ask my wife. But again, as we end every show here on Birds, Beers, and BS and on the AT Sports Network, drink him if you got him.
Support for AAT Sports Network is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. With this offer, you'll join over 8 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Enjoy 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code AAT Sports. That is AAT Sports at manscaped.com. As a married man, I have been there. Personal grooming can be difficult and pretty painful. Luckily, the Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, it is a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver toner, a pair of performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all of your new tools. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0. This thing is the future of grooming. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess. You thought that was good, but want to take your grooming game even further to the next level? The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas, your balls will be thankful. To top it all off, Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to another level. So remember, get 20% off and free shipping with the code AATSports at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use code AATSports to support us. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.